The Federal Way Performing Arts Foundation presents the 2019 Arts for Youth Fundraising Gala. The foundation's mission is to advance, enhance, and enrich performing arts in Federal Way. The gala celebrates, supports, and funds performances for area youth and school groups so they can experience live theater. Guests mingled, student art projects showcased some of the kids' talents, and all were serenaded by the beautiful music. Guests dined with old friends and made new ones, united by the common cause of funding Arts for Youth and supporting the Federal Way Performing Arts Foundation. Arts Education Coordinator Kate Dorr talked about the program and its upcoming season.
Thank you so much. There we go. Yes, I am Kate Dorr. I'm the Arts Education Coordinator here at the PAC. And yes, that is a picture of me that a student drew after I visited their class. I'm pretty sure I didn't say hello, my loves, but I like that she thinks that I did. Thank you so much for being here tonight. We cannot do the Arts for Youth program without your support. And because you're here, I know that you know the importance of the arts in people's lives, but some people don't, of course. Of course, there's lots of research proving it, but you can't go around throwing research at people. So here's what I want you to tell people when you need to make the case for the arts. Do a little thought experiment with me. Do you remember dancing at your wedding? Do you remember when Grandma took you to see the Nutcracker? Think about that movie you always watch when you're sick and on the couch. Now imagine your life without any of that. No one wants that life, right? So that is the importance of the arts. That is why the arts matter. And so here at the PAC, we've only just begun our third year of the Arts for Youth program, but over our first 2 years, we have brought more than 5,500 students to see live performing arts. Thank you. And even though it's only October, I have already booked more than 2,700 students for this year. And you may be aware, but the foundation covers ticket discounts and bus grants for schools that qualify so that we have as few barriers as possible to kids experiencing the magic of live theater. The foundation also supports our student matinees, and this year we have 7, which is up from 5 last year. And as you can see, we consciously program our season to reflect our diverse community, the varied stories of American history, and cultures from around the world. I create custom study guides for each student matinee, and we are really working on developing arts integration in the schools. Arts integration is when you take another subject and an art subject and teach them together, because the research demonstrates that arts integration actually helps students learn both subjects better. For example, there's patterns in math, there's patterns in dance. You can act out a scene from a book. You can use music as a prompt for expressive poetry. And did you know that according to the state of Washington and the federal government, the arts are a core subject? Okay, so yes. So it is important to do both. So last year, we had Toying with Science by Gary Krinsky, where he uses circus arts for his performance to teach the science of mathematics. So what I did was went into the classrooms before the show to teach them about the 6 simple machines, which are the scientific principle, and get them ready to see the show. So yes, again, that is me teaching the kids. They're sitting on the rainbow rug there. So we went over the 6 simple machines dramatically. But then in small groups, the students had to create a short skit based on a story that included the 6 simple machines. For example, if you were doing Red Riding Hood, maybe she pulls a wagon through the forest with the treats in it because wagons have wheels. Maybe she walks up a ramp to Grandma's house because a ramp is an inclined plane. When she notices the wolf's sharp teeth, those are wedges. So to do this, the students had to know the text, they had to know the science, and they got to work on working in a group. So all of these are important, and then they end up knowing all those components better. And let me tell you, they did a fantastic job. So, and I noticed that some kids maybe were a little antsy, had a little trouble sitting still and paying attention in the beginning, who then blossomed when they were having to put their scene together. And one fourth grade teacher pointed to a student who had been participating in the discussion, was working with his group, making their whole skit, and she said he's usually very withdrawn and rarely participates. That is the power of the arts. And so just yesterday, I was at Twin Lakes with the fifth graders, getting them ready to come see My Name is Celia, Me Llamo Celia, which is a bilingual show based on the bilingual book by Monica Brown. And so after I read them the book and we discussed it along the way and maybe did a little salsa, the students in small groups had to create a tableau. So a tableau is when you use your bodies to create a frozen picture. So they had to do a tableau of a scene from the book. So I gave them all pages. So to do this, they had to understand the text. They had to understand the characters. They had to think about how to convey what the characters were thinking or feeling with their bodies, with their facial expressions. So they end up knowing the text better and have a great time creating the tableau and, again, working in a group. So they did a fantastic job. There's one example right there in the scene they were recreating. So this work demonstrates for teachers how to do arts integration and really shows how it reaches all different kinds of learners. And so that is what we are going to keep growing because you see it I see it in practice, and then the research supports that the arts integrated with other subject really benefits youth intellectual and social development. So we're going to keep growing Arts for Youth with our student matinees, our community outreach, and thank you so much for your support of the arts and our young people because you are making a real difference in strengthening and enriching our community. Thank you.
In the end, Master of Ceremonies Michael Stein from KNKX auctioned off some wonderful entertainment packages.
And that is for packet number 1. Packet number 2 is at $325 currently. Who wants to go $350 for
And the night culminated in a spirited performance by recording artist Los Lobos. Our cameras weren't able to capture the performance, but all reports said they were awesome. A sincere thanks of appreciation to the board and our wonderful, generous sponsors. The Federal Way Performing Arts Foundation reminds you to support the arts and Arts for Youth. We'll see you next year.